What's going on, y'all? Down South 77 here again, and this is 3-Star Draw. This is an adult collector channel where we generally talk about G.I. Joe, specifically G.I. Joe Classified, but every now and then on days like today, we'll take a look at something from another line. Finally getting around to doing this video, finally getting around to opening these figures. I feel like I'm the last person that ordered these figures to get them, and then what I do once I got them, I stared at them on my kitchen table for about 4 days now, wanting to open them so bad, but I also wanted to do a video so bad. So of course I am talking about the new Figura Obscura, Bastet, and Anubis. Oh, there you go. There you go. So I finally got these guys. They were a 2-pack. They're the new Obscuras. Obscura is most certainly my favorite line aside from G.I. Joe Classified, and I know that's two entirely different universes, but hey, it's my head and I do what I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys out, take a look at them. I've got everything I think I need here to open up a 4 Horsemen figure. I have my knife, I have my handy dandy angled snips, and I got a hair dryer. If you never opened one of these 4 Horsemen figures before, have a hair dryer. I don't recommend a heat gun because it's really easy to melt your figure and really easy to burn your hand. If you're breaking a whole figure loose, I like to do it with hot water. But these guys, I don't want to put them in hot water because I don't want to mess up the sweet paint on these things. And really, you generally are just going to need it in 1 or 2 areas. So doing it with a hair dryer and working on it a little bit is generally the best way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and open these guys up. They come with a lot of cool accessories. I have been really excited for them all week, calling to me from my kitchen table. They were going, down south, walk like an Egyptian. I don't know, it was all in Egyptian. So anyway, let's go ahead and check these bad boys out right now. All right, I'll get this other ring light on here in just a second. I just want to show the boxes off real quick. Here we've got Anubis. Here we have Bastet. That's pretty much the standard Figura Obscura box, and some of the other larger 4 Horsemen figures come in a box like this as well. I know the Cosmic Legion's Waltor the Mad is in a box like this. So here is Bastet. You guys want to take a look at that. Love the artwork on these. I mean, the box is the same, but of course the artwork is different for every one of them. Really cool. They go all out on their packaging for this stuff. But this is a line that you actually, what's in it matches the packaging. So I'll pause that or hold that right there if you guys want to stop it and read that on Bastet. And then here is Anubis. I love this gold foil on here. You turn it a certain way, I mean, you can't even see it, and then it just bling bling. Every time I come around a Nile River, bling bling. And then let's pause it there for Anubis. If you guys want to read that, I'm going to read just a little bit about each one of them, but I'm not going to read it off of the back of the box. I'm going to do kind of a synopsis that I found when I was looking these guys up. Just I know about them. I like the Egyptian stuff, but Anubis, god of funerary rites, protector of graves, and guide to the underworld. Ancient Egyptian religion, usually depicted as a canine or a man with a canine head. I'm not going to go super deep into all of the Wikipedia entry for Anubis. That's just kind of a rundown on him. Very well-respected, highly worshipped god in ancient Egypt. And Bastet is an Egyptian goddess who protects homes from evil spirits and disease, especially those that affect women and children. She's associated with domesticity, fertility, childbirth, cats, women's secrets and pleasure and sexuality. I knew I always liked this chick. She's always or often depicted as a cat-headed goddess, but can also be shown with a lion head. Depicted as a cat, her peaceful traits are emphasized. She may be shown seated, motionless, yet vigilant pose, sometimes depicted with divine iconography, such as a scarab on her head, may also be shown with kittens, as she is considered a good mother. I read more about Bastet because I feel like she's probably a little less known than Anubis. But anyway, we're going to take a look at her first. Just kind of wanted to go over a little bit about these figures, and let's go ahead and do that right now. Did actually film cutting that off, but then I realized I'd turned this ring light on and it was way too bright and you couldn't see anything. So, man, that gold really pops. So when you open these up, of course, these box flaps are magnetic, and it actually makes a little backdrop there with all of these, depending on what the figure is for. Really, really cool. So, see if we can see what all comes with her. Not really. She's got a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get this light on and we'll pop her out of there. I got her out of the box there, and this comes with, really cool. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just getting my reflection in there. It's this really cool Egyptian eye with the pyramid behind it. Really neat artwork. I'm trying to figure out somewhere to set this where it won't be glare when I turn this light back on here. So we'll set this, we'll just set that off. Let's set that over there. Comes with a ton of accessories. Most all of these Obscuras do. She has 3 alternate heads, a bunch of little diorama pieces. Comes with a jar. Obviously is 2 jars. They use those for everything in ancient Egypt, particularly for entombing and embalming. Hopefully that's not too loud. But look at all this stuff, man. I mean, these things just come loaded with so much stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of hands. She comes with human feet. I just never cease to be amazed with what these figures come with, and does come with Gods of Ancient Egypt booklet. If you want to, I'll flip through this. I'm not going to read it, but if you guys want to pause it, a little blurb. But I mean, you get all of this, get the awesome artwork in it, and I'm guessing both of them are probably going to come with this booklet. But they really do, when they do these Figura Obscuras, these are done right, man. This is how figures need to be, especially figures that come with this much stuff and this detailed. I mean, they go the whole 9 yards with these guys when they do them. That is what's on the inside of the box that I was trying to show off, is that picture right there. I'll take that, set that aside. Now I'm going to go about removing some of this stuff. Probably going to take me a minute. Alright, that was indeed quite a bit of work. This is all of the stuff that she comes with. Was quite a bit of work to get out of the package, but this is the stuff that she comes with, and I didn't even take the hands and the human feet out yet. So much awesome stuff, so we're going to lay it out here. And I actually I actually had to do a little bit of research on what some of this stuff was, because I do like Egyptian lore and things, but I am no expert. So I actually had to look at what some of this was, and I could not think of the name of this thing for the life of me. It is a sistrum. It's a musical instrument. I could not remember what it was called, but I did find an excellent website that goes into a lot of detail on this figure and a lot of detail on the accessories. And the name of the website is shesfantastic.com. It's kind of devoted to female figures, but has a very in-depth breakdown of this figure that I was consulting while I was getting her out. But go ahead and look at how amazing this figure looks. Earrings. It has earrings that move. It's got hoops. So you got cloth goods here. All this is, of course, bendable. It's got a headdress. It's actually moving pretty well for one of these figures coming out of the package. So she does have the feline, the more clawed cat claw hands she uses to protect all those that she protects. These anklets here. It does have a tail, and the tail does have bendy wire in it. Tail is flexible, but just look at the detail that goes into this stuff. The paint on her headdress there. She actually moves. This is probably the smoothest moving one of these that I have opened yet, of the Figura Obscuras, that is. Right knee is a little bit stiff, but not bad. The only thing I've ever really had trouble out of these guys with is some of the ankles tend to be a little weak, and hers seem to be too. Got the ankle joint there. So sometimes you got to do a little work to get them to pose, and of course she does have those clawed feet there. But they actually help balance her. You get her knees bent just a little bit. But look at this presentation. I mean, you can't beat this at all. So before we start swapping stuff around, I am going to stay kitty. I am going to go back to this website and talk a little bit about some of the stuff she comes with. These figures actually come with some diorama pieces, which is absolutely amazing. She is the first Figura Obscura female that they've done yet. So Kitty Cat's earrings does not move, but this is, just look at the detail in that. Make sure I'm getting that on camera. Well, this is the Geyer Anderson statue. This is a replica of it. This is a real thing. Very, very iconic piece of Egyptian artifact, and actually comes with a replica. And the cat, I don't know if that cat is supposed to come off or not. Seems like it's made to, but it also seems like maybe that popped loose. Either way, I mean, it's not super loose. He ain't just gonna fall out. So I don't know. It come together in one piece. It come out of the package that way. I don't know. So I guess that disassembles. So she does come with 4 vessels, and each of these do represent a separate thing, separate part of the body, to put in jars and an embalming to go to the underworld. And let's see, got to find all of this stuff. So the gold cat mask is the mask of Sekhmet, the warrior goddess, and was in the treasures of Tutankhamun. We all know about old Tutankhamun. What's cool about these is they actually come with these little stands. When I took all this stuff out, it's like, what is that? What's that go to? And then these actually peg on. Like I said, they come with diorama pieces. So these actually peg on there, and you can use those as backdrop pieces. Things are just absolutely, I mean, look at the detail on that. I mean, there's more paint in this than all of GI Joe Classified in there. So this is the pectoral of Horus, and this is a similar to what is on her headdress here. I'm really glad I found that website that I can give names to some of this stuff, because I've seen it, but I didn't know exactly what it was. It's just a bunch of cool Egyptian stuff. So stuff is absolutely fantastic. So we looked at those. She has her basket there. And let's see, this is, what is this the Aegis of Sekhmet, I believe, is what this is. Yep. So, and she can actually hold this. But look, it actually looks like it's made out of, I'll get it on camera, that would help. Actually looks like it's made out of, carved out of stone, out of like, not necessarily jade, but something similar to it. So let's take a look at the different heads that she comes with. She comes with various feline heads. Just, that purple eyes and that gold. The earrings do move on all of these. Scarab. And this one's similar. This is blue. Eyes are same color purple, but this one is more of a bluish, different type headdress on there. Trying to see if that striping is the same. It's actually a little bit thicker on this one, so that paint is not exactly the same. And then you have this one without the center part on the head. Looks like it's pretty much this head just without the centerpiece. There's all kinds of different ways that you can pose these, but just all the amazing stuff that these come with. So let's see if we can pop the head off. And don't know, yes, the headdress separates, so you can use it with one of these. So this one, these are more for a look without the headdress, a more streamlined look. You can pull also this off of her. So let's see how that looks. She does look like a giant Rex cat. If you've ever seen one of the hairless cats, she's like a sexy hairless Chitara. There's not really, I don't foresee a bad way to pose this figure at all. And this is really, the head is really going on there smoothly. At least the first one did. That one's a little bit tighter of a fit. But you can get full range of motion there. Up, down, all the way around. Not a super up and down, I guess. You don't get much up and down. Just a little bit there. I might be able to hit that with some heat and loosen that up. I don't really need it just yet. So I kind of like her without that headdress and without that piece, but man, it looks so good. So let's see. Let's grab that one. Put that one on there. And these hands are made more for clawing and protecting. Let's see if they can hold this. They actually can hold that pretty well. Let's try our basket out with these hands. Basket's going to be a little tougher. But there you go. I can't wait to put these on the shelf. Just have to put them away from Jacob Marley because he falls over all the damn time. But these will be great with some photography, setting different things up, different poses. I'm just still blown away how good this set looks. I hope that it's coming through on the video at just how awesome the paint, the golds, and all the different colors there, and the sash, and her robe. I don't know what you call this thing, dress, I guess. It does have bendy wire in it. Tail goes through right there, and that even has detail on it. There's paint on there. So this does have bendy wire in it, so you can, pose that like she's walking with that blowing in the breeze, maybe a little Marilyn Monroe. Having too much fun with this. So let's go ahead and let's try, I'm gonna move this stuff because you know what happens when I try to pop hands off of stuff. That actually come off of there really, really well. That's probably the easiest I've had changing hands with these guys. So these bracelets do not come off. They're part of the sculpt. And now she could be in Star Wars, couldn't she? She's missing hands. Haha. So let's grab, I'm going to mute this real quick while I try to get these out. That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I just want to kind of get a look at what she looks like with a pair of regular hands. In. And let's go ahead and get the feet too. Yeah, you saw it go flying off of there, didn't you? For once, it didn't hit the floor. Feet are a little bit harder to get out, but not bad. It really feels like maybe they've changed the plastic on this figure a little more. Feels like it's a little more pliable than what I've seen with some of the other Obscuras. I guess the last one was Red Death, and he was definitely more pliable than some of the other ones. Four Horsemen, Headless Horseman. I've got the first release Headless Horseman, and his plastic is not nearly this pliable. So see how easy she stands. So I don't know, maybe it is the size of the feet and the way that the claws are, that the shape of them maybe, that makes these a little more difficult than the regular feet. But these ankles on here are considerably more, there's more resistance there, so a lot easier to pose those. Let's see what kind of, oh, hey, there she goes. I did not realize that was going to come apart that easily, but it is a Four Horsemen figure. So you can completely remove that articulation there. That actually comes off of there a whole lot easier than what I would like after I was just talking about them being more pliable. So when you take the skirt piece off, she is a little bit loose, but this seam, actually you can move this around and hide that seam pretty well. It looks like it's kind of just part of the wrap, so you could fool around with that and push this up and hide that. So not really that big of a deal. It's pretty noticeable on the sides, but from the front, if you are doing any kind of photography with her, her tail is holding her up. That's awesome. So if you're doing any kind of photography with her, you're probably going to want to really, really work this around or get a front view. So see with the legs, see what kind of drawers they wore in ancient Egypt. just a shot of the leg articulation, because you don't get to see it a lot of times on these obscuras. See, oh, see if she can do the Jean-Claude Van Damme. She can, except for her tail. So she can do a Van Damme. That's what the inner workings of those joints look like. I worry about that loosening up, but I mean, it moves very well. So I really like this figure. She's very lithe, very slim. I mentioned this is the first Figura Obscura figure that they've done in as a female. So I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, there's no mistaking this for a male. Oh no, now she's Darth Maul for a male figure. I think I'm gonna have to put this back on though. I don't like how easy that comes apart, but you can take this whole wrap off if you want to. Now we know how that fits on there. Really wasn't gonna disassemble it that far. It just kinda happened. But these guys are pop and swap, we know. So you can actually, I have not taken an Obscura apart to this level before. So that fits much better with that on. Just so you know, you can actually remove it if you want to, but I don't, and maybe for certain shots. But that is Bastet, guys. As a fantastic figure, I can't wait to get Anubis open. I can't wait to try and do some pictures with these. And I mean, you've already got a backdrop right there. So, yes, my Roman columns. I don't have any Egyptian columns. So, hey, you work with what you got. So, all right, that is Bastet. So let's get ready and take a look at Anubis. So the box for Anubis is considerably heavier than the box for Bastet is, but I was getting ready to take them out and I realized I did not show the back of Bastet's box, because the actual box that they're in has individual artwork on the back for each of the characters. So each of the gods has their own little shrine there for things that they represent, and I just wanted to show that because that is really, really cool. I think I might, when I put them on the shelf, instead of the background metallic piece that they come with, I may actually put them in front of these because it individualizes each one. Shaky cam. I just wanted to show that off real quick because I just noticed it. We got him out of that fancy packaging there. He does also come, like I suspected he would, with this same book. We've already shown it off, so I just keep that one in the package. And there's why he is so much heavier. He also comes with diorama pieces. Man, he comes with a lot of stuff. Got an altar. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff out. That was going to fall, so I figured we'd just go ahead and take a look at it. So let me go ahead and bust Anubis out of his prison and unleash him upon the world. Alright, Anubis comes with a quite heavy amount of stuff. And first off, I know when I was talking about Bastet, I mentioned she comes with 4 vessels. She does not come with 4. She comes with 3. The set comes with 4. Anubis has the last one. And I wanted to point that out because I realized that I said that when I was talking about her. So first thing we got to talk about is this giant set piece that he comes with, and I'm pretty sure that this is a real thing. I am not 100% sure. I think this was somewhere in the Egyptian artifacts, but I am not 100% sure on this one. It goes together like so. Just, I mean, look at that for a backdrop. So this thing's pretty pliable. Ears move, tails move. Tail, he only has one. Paws move. So just sitting there, put that right back here. Maybe. Stand. So he also comes with a stand. Comes with several heads. We're going to take a look at those in just a second. As soon as I click the right button. Don't you hate it when that happens? So he does come with a pair of human feet. Does come with this artifact that is the jackal head. And I do not know what this one is called. Did not have a chance to look this one up before I hit record. But he does come with one too. So all of these guys, both of these guys come with just awesome little background display pieces. Comes with a Ankh. I think I'm saying that right. I know how to spell it, but this is a Egyptian cross. It's a symbol of life, extension of life into the object itself. Anubis does have a removable tail. I don't know if Bastet's tail was removable. It didn't feel like it, but I also did not try. Comes with the Sakheim scepter that Anubis was frequently pictured with. We'll look at those in a second. Let's go ahead and check him out. So this dude is just imposing, and I have to say I didn't notice it so much with Bastet when I opened her, but when I opened him up, the box smelled like he just got painted last week. That's how much paint is on these guys when you open them up. A lot of figures, when you open up, you get the plastic smell. You open these things up when they're new, and you get paint, all of the different paint that is used to make these guys. You just look at him, man. All the gold accents. Got the different colors on his chest piece there. On his sash, similar, matches Bastet. Flexible, has a matching under part of this. This is also posable, and this does have bendy wire in it. He doesn't have as much material, as much cloth goods as she does, but his actually extends down here, covers the front, doesn't cover the rear. But I can't get over this purple and this turquoise and the red and the gold. Look at his head there. The ears are kind of pliable, as is his headdress. Check him out from the back. I mean, this thing actually looks weathered. It's similar to the statue that she comes with. Let's check out his posability out of the box. Right elbow's a little loose, but doesn't affect posing or anything. Just to me, my X-Men. Oh, that's a different lore, isn't it? Knees good. His ankles on this set of feet, on his clawed feet, actually feel considerably better than hers, which I was worried about because he is a much larger figure, and I will put them side by side here in just a few minutes. Just talk about him individually for a second. He does come with a separate neck peg. It feels like that should move. I still didn't heat hers up. I'm not going to force it. I did forget to do that and try that. So let's put his tail on. No jokes. It's hard not to make a joke too, isn't it? Oh, quality entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. This may be one thing that's difficult to snap on with that cloth good in the way. I may have to heat up Anubis's hole to get this tail in. Try it. Nope. Well, no. I think the soft goods are impeding it snapping in. It goes in there, but it just doesn't. It goes in there, but it doesn't feel tight. That'll do for now, I think. So we'll get his tail on him. And these guys, of course, when they got tails, you got to watch them on the shelf, don't you? Same articulation. There goes the tail. He actually does. He feels a little bit. He feels a little bit better as far as range of movement than she does. His joints seem to be a little bit tighter, a little more a little less tolerance, I guess. I just, man, that's bugging me. And be careful. I know Sun Wukong, I know a lot of people I saw had trouble with his tail snapping, but his tail's not made out of the same material. Let's get that on there. Maybe that's on there well enough. I'll check that before he goes on the shelf. So let's check out a couple of the other heads that he comes with. And I like this because this actually looks like a painted statue. It actually makes him look like a statue come to life on his head here. That looks like that's actually painted stone, textured there. Really nice turquoise. It's like 4 colors of blue with gold inlay. Just comparison on the two. They're pretty much the same head, I believe, other than that and the ears. This set of ears has the gold finning going up. They're a little bit wider to accommodate for that. Don't see any sloppiness or anything with those. And then let's take a look at this. This is downright kind of scary looking, isn't it? This angry head. Just trying to show off what the inside of that mouth looks like. That is fierce. It's same version of this head, just with the snarling, like he's snapping. That's gonna give me some kind of weird nightmare tonight, probably. But hey, anything for you guys. Where are his other hands? What did I do? He's got more hands somewhere. He's got another set of hands he's got to, and I don't know where I put them. That's a good question. Let's find his hands real quick. Found them. Snoochie Boochies. They were in this little bag taped to the inside of the front tray that he's in at the bigger part at the bottom. They're taped to the inside of that. So if you open your Anubis and you don't know where his hands are, that's where you can find them. How much you want to bet the tail comes off at some point during this? So similar to her, his headdress is gonna pop open there. I'm curious on why the second neck peg. All of these look like they fit, and all of these, unlike all of her heads, they can accept the headdress. So is this bigger? No. I'm not exactly sure why we get an extra neck peg with him. I'm not going to try and remove that neck. That's interesting. So let's try him with just that on. He does look, is that neck shorter? No, that neck looks like it might actually be a little taller. I don't know. That is interesting. So his neck is kind of slender. Does set up, makes the head set up a little high. So if you're not going to use his headdress, I think it's going to look better with this on. Not that the neck doesn't look good. It's well sculpted. It just, he's such a, I mean, he's a muscular, but he is also kind of slim, if that makes any sense. I mean, you see. So we got to try this head out. Look at that, man. Does that not look fantastic with that snarling head on there? And just use these hands. I know quietness is not good when you're doing reviews. I just can't get over how dang good that these look. So let's see. His feet a little more difficult to get off than hers were. Not bad. It's going to be the putting them back on that might be. I didn't hear them pop, but oh, that went. There it went. It's the only thing so far that I'm not real happy with is his tail and her ankles. I think that's in there. I'd stop and heat these up if I really thought it was going to need it. This, as I mentioned with her, this plastic does seem a whole lot more pliable than we've seen in the past. So not as much feeling that you're going to snap it while you're pushing those pegs in there. And his bracelet is removable. Possibly, maybe hers was, and with the paint, it was kind of stuck. That's interesting. That one's not loose, but this one come off. So it makes me think that these probably can come off. There's no kind of paint rub or anything there. So that's interesting that one come off and not the other, and hers didn't seem to come off at all. Just want to put some, there we go. That was a nice pop. Put these gripping hands on there so we can throw a scepter in his hand. Did that not sound like that went into you guys? Okay. That tail, man, that tail's gonna get me. I didn't put his other bracelet back on, but that's all right. You seen it. So we'll put his scepter in his hand. And these guys have pretty good posability. They don't have quite the articulation that some of the other figures that we're buying these days do, but they have enough that you can, once you get them kind of worked around and get them loosened up a little bit, you can get them in most any pose you want. So that fits. That does fit a little loose without the headdress, but so you get him there with the scepter in his hand like he's swinging that. Let's take a look at how easy that pops back on. Pegs. So it just plugs into the back of the head there. There we go. So that's pretty wicked right there. Even with the regular feet on him and not the clawed feet and the clawed hands, where he's more in a human form. And these guys don't come with any kind of regular, human type head, because they weren't really depicted that way. They had the head of a cat and head of a jackal. I saw its mother. Its mother was a jackal. That's from an entirely different type of religious thing. If you know, you know. Getting this bracelet on and getting the hand to pop on there might be another story. Kind of wish it hadn't have come off. It's not that big of a deal. There we go. It's actually, it'll slide back up there pretty easily. My hands aren't in the way too much. I feel like they are. Just, yeah. To put him over here beside his altar. This one's going to be interesting. Let's put it in. I am really happy with the flexibility of these hands with this plastic. There we go. Got him like he's carrying that around. They, like I said multiple times during this, they really seem to have made the plastic a little bit more pliable. So maybe that tail's really not meant to go in there all that tight. It kind of feels like it's not, but it also falls out really easily. I'm trying to move these around so there's no resistance there with that fabric, but it seems like no matter how I do it, maybe this is in the way too. No, it's not under it. It feels like it pops in there securely, but it seems like every time I move him, it pops back out. So what do you guys think about Anubis? What do you think? What do you guys think about both of them? If you're collecting Figura Obscuras, I mean, it's a no-brainer to get these guys if you can. They're sold out now, but I think they'll be back. I know a couple people that are kind of waiting on conventions because Horsemen will bring their stuff back out for the conventions. Like, it'll be sold out and then they'll bring it back at conventions they're at. You know, they have some stock reserved that they'll bring back. So there's the two of them together. So, you know, they'll be around. I would wait. You know, I wouldn't pay a whole lot over market for them right now. I'm like I said, I'm kind of relatively new to Four Horsemen and to Obscuras, of course. So their practices on the way they sell stuff, I've been told that they'll let it sell out, but they'll hold reserve stock. And we've already kind of seen that once with the release, but they did sell out quick. So I wouldn't jump the gun too fast on trying to spend too much for them, but you know what these guys can do, at least till the retailer versions are released of them. So it's definitely worth picking up if you are a fan of ancient Egypt and anything of that culture or lore or whatever. They're definitely something that you want. The Four Horsemen mention on their website that there have been previous action figures made of these guys that are more like for play and battle versions, but they wanted something more akin to what you would get in a gift shop after you had just seen an ancient Egyptian exhibit, perhaps. And I do think they absolutely nail this. This does look like something that you would get in a gift shop after seeing an exhibit like that, except these are probably better looking and better made. I'm going to put one of them little vessels right there. Put a happy little vessel over there that's probably got lungs in it or something. Guys, that is the review unboxing. I know it's been long, but there are two figures, and you know my reviews do tend to take a long time. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Are you picking them up? Did you pick them up? I know a couple of people that subscribe to me that have gotten them. What do you guys think? Are you all in on Figura Obscura? They kind of dropped these out of nowhere. They're like, hey, bam, here's the new Obscuras. They're going up for pre-order tomorrow at 8 a.m. or whenever it was. Whenever it was, I was there. I was on the site when it went live, and I was honestly probably one of the first 100 people to order these things. And I know that sounds weird saying it, but just I was right there when they went live because I didn't want to miss them. The only thing that took me some time was looking at the sets with the pins and all of the other stuff. I didn't order that because I don't collect pins anymore. But those pins apparently are kind of pricey that they do for these sets. But I didn't get them. So anyway, I hope you guys liked the review. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're getting them. If you like any of this stuff I'm doing, I appreciate you hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, that all that like, all that good stuff. You know the drill. It won't cost you anything, and if they charge you, I'll split it with you. This is Down South 77, and this is 3-Star Draw.